All right. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good evening. Good afternoon, wherever you may be. It is time for the Porch Light Podcast. As you are now, shout out to my partner in crime, the man, the myth, the legend, the ultimate troll, the leader of PlayStation Nation, Jaydub City, who officially dubbed me, no pun intended, officially dubbed me the tech guy for the PlayStation community. So I'm going to have a drink and a toast to that before we get the show started. Hold on. Mm. Ah! So it's a great day and game for gamers. It's a great afternoon yesterday I saw. I was at work when all the news came crashing in. But I got college football on to my right here. We got Texas playing Oklahoma. We got Georgia playing Tennessee. We got Florida playing Texas A&M. Granted, the stadium's only have like 10,000 people, and the coronavirus is there as well. But we got huge games. Okay, today, Clemson, Miami. This is like the couch day. This is where Craig becomes the couch potato that he was destined to be. And I am going to start watching college football at noon, and I am not going to stop until 11 o'clock tonight. It's going to be pathetic. You're going to be like, what is he doing? Because I'm not gaming today. Nope, 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 nope. I am watching college football. I will game. Well, I'll game a little bit because y'all know me. I can't just go a day without gaming. But what is happening, everybody? Big news in the PlayStation community yesterday. Hit that like button as you come in because I promise you, I will start singing Fleetwood Mac. So, like I said, I just went to the store. I just went to the store this morning. I got my 15 pack. I got my chips. I'm ready. So I will start singing it. Never going back again. Lindsey Buckingham and Fleetwood Mac. There we go. Ah. But shout out to everybody that's here this morning. I see the chat here. Shout out to Ember17. What's happening, Ember17? Hopefully everything is still copacetic, Ember17. Shout out to you, brother. Sam Ash, good morning, man. Hit that like button. Hadn't seen you in a while. JP Loco, all the way from down under in Australia. How is everything in Australia? So hopefully you're having ribs on the Barbie. Oh, yeah. Delicious. When you're grown up, you can get up at 10 o'clock in the morning and eat a Snickers. Oh, this is your Alan Frost 115. How you doing? Oh, Brigadier William Wilderbeest. How are you doing, man? How are things over there in the lovely, over there off the coast of Africa? So, Halamoko 17 says, congrats on the promotion. Thank you. Mega Dave O. What is happening, Mega Dave O? A pleasure, sir. Thank you for supporting the channel. You too, Emmer 17. So, Plus Ultra. You the man, Plus Ultra. You the man. So, that's right, the Mass Effect B-roll footage guy. That's right. So, I think I did some other video of me trying to fly a plane, but it did not, and my computer cannot, it either runs DCS really well, like I have no issues, or it's terrible. And that was terrible. I was like, So, and I like DCS. So, Caron Williams, how you doing? David Sonora says today is the day the bots take the L. Well, apparently it was bad yesterday. Apparently, I saw it and I got home and I'm like, oh my! I guess did you all see the latest news? Which are, yeah, we'll get into it because I wanted to give a big shout out to Jaydub City. So but apparently all those Xbox guys yesterday just took a giant L. So even the ones from that dog crap 3-letter podcast, apparently they came out and they took their L like men. I'm saying apparently because I don't know, but there were some. They said there were some of them that were still standing strong, but they said overall they all took an L. I mean, again, the whole thing with Sony is that they're not on Nintendo's timeline or Microsoft's timeline. To me, Microsoft did exactly what they needed to do. They got out first. They said, here's what we're trying to do. Unfortunately for them, it's caught up to them that they don't have any games coming out on that console. They're going to have multi-plat games on there, and they just announced that Assassin's Creed Unity is going to be 60 frames per second on the Series X. They just announced that. So congrats to them. If you're a fan of Assassin's Creed, the older versions of Assassin's Creed, I am. That's good. I'm not gonna hate on something being 60 frames per second. And I think it's 4K 60. So and it came out in 2013. People can, but it is what it is, guys. I'm not looking to buy an Xbox until 2022, simply because one, I've always had an Xbox ever since. Golly, how old was I? Maybe in my early 30s, maybe. I can't remember. But whenever Navy SEALs 2 came out for the PlayStation 2, when I beat Navy SEALs Part 2, and then I got I picked up the Playboy magazine that has Sable on the cover from WWE or WWF. The first page was an advertisement for Knights of the Old Republic, and it said Xbox only. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to get an Xbox. So that's what I got. I got my Xbox, I remember, on a Sunday afternoon, and I came home at 1 o'clock it was EB Games, and I got home about 1:30. I plugged in Knights of the Old Republic, and I started playing. I played from 1:30 till 11 o'clock. I kid you not. I love that game. I still love that game. So, so but again, that's good to them. That's good for them. I'm not gonna knock it. I like the Assassin's Creed series. You all know that. So I even downloaded, if you don't know, on PlayStation Plus, Assassin's Creed 3. That's the one where you use the Native American Assassin's Creed. That's free. I downloaded that for free, and I didn't know it was free. So shout out to Sony and Ubi for, I guess, working that deal. If you don't know, you never played it, go check it out. And it is remastered. It's 4K apparently on the Pro. You got the Pro. So yeah. So what is up, Lincoln Clay? Shout out to Lincoln Clay. He posted this morning that 15% of the people that play Star Wars Squadrons were playing in VR. So that's I don't, that's VR overall, because but Star Wars, there's been a jump in VR usage, guys. So if you're gonna get a PC and build one, make sure you get a PC and you build one that supports VR. Okay, that's one thing I'm happy about when I upgrade my computer, is that, yeah, I'll be able to play my Star Citizen and I'll be able to play DCS, I will be playing in VR with those games. So, because I am going to get an Oculus. So, Sick Humor says, LOL, AC Unity. Yeah, that's Sick, man. Shout out to Sick Humor, man. He had a hell of a podcast the other day. Of course, I stopped by. But shout out to him, and you and King Thrash, man. Y'all got to do some more songs, man. I like that song y'all got together. Although, Sick, I got to admit it right now, King Thrash was... I think King Thrash had the better bar on that song y'all did. But look, Sick Humor said some hard ass shit on his bars too. But I think King Thrash with that well, when he said that they getting used like sex bots, I think that yeah. But shout out to Sick Humor. I'm still waiting on Sick Humor to put me in on a song. I can drop some bars too. So, you know. So everyone put a 1 in the chat if you want to hear me drop some bars. But shout out to Sick Humor. Sick, we all know that you're going to be in line at midnight getting that Assassin's Creed to get in touch with your inner Viking. Assassin's Creed Valhalla. So shout out to that. Also, shout out to the Ash and Luca That young lady got me hooked on this TV show on Amazon Prime called The Boys, and it was so good. Yesterday was that was good. Yesterday it was the season finale. So now I can get ready for the Mandalorian because the Mandalorian starts in a couple of weeks. So it says this AC is locked to 30 FPS unless you have the disc version and not download patches. Huh? Well, again, I just saw it. I didn't read the article because the other article for PlayStation got my attention. So Capono 5150 says VR makes you feel sick. I mean, hopefully the new VR, that's okay. That's normal. What you can try to do is because your brain interprets what you're seeing as real. What you have to do when you're playing VR is tap your foot. It sounds stupid, but you have to cause another sensation for your brain to kind of interpret a new sensation. Then it will break its cycle. It'll break the cycle that it's in. But yeah, your brain, everything that you see in front of you, the motion and all that stuff, your brain interprets that's really happening to you. So it creates the chemicals that you're going to need to get through all that. So yeah. Oh, Sick got it for free when he got. Oh, you got a 3700X. Cool, cool. Oh, that was one of those games they had. Okay. So if you don't know this, if you're building a PC, a lot of the times, if you get certain GPUs or CPUs, whether it be NVIDIA or AMD or maybe Intel, sometimes they will throw in a voucher for a game. Sometimes they will throw in a voucher for a game. So yeah. It's up, True Virgil. That's the Messiah has returned. And as I said, Jaydub City, the president of PlayStation Nation, has promoted me to the official tech guy of the PlayStation Nation. I'm so excited. Matter of fact, I'm gonna have another bite of my Snickers. Mmm. 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 Yeah, you can drink ginger ale too. Mmm. Ice Queen, how are you feeling this morning? Shout out to Ice Queen. Thanks for your support, Ice Queen. I love it. Well, let me say this, and I'm very humbled by this. Let me say this. If somebody had told me a year ago that I would have a channel with this many subs and people who actually are members, I would have hit them. There's just no way. So every time I see you guys with the symbols next to your name or your name's in green, that's a big deal for me. I don't take that for granted at all. So that's why I'm gonna do. Like I said, I do member my tenant podcast was members only, so that the members could actually, when they went to go see it, if they got lost, it's like, well, here, watch this video. I'll explain it to you. So shout out to you all for doing that. Shout out to Jemiah Dixon too. Jemiah Dixon, good dude, served the country. Needs to open up his own marijuana shack because he's a veteran and they get all kind of loans. So he just needs to write down a business plan and he'll get it. But shout out to him. Hopefully he does that. But Jemiah, yeah, he's a good dude. He'll throw some gift cards at me and everything. So shout out to him. So what's up, Dribble Piss? How you doing? That's a hilarious name. But it's very humbling, very humbling. Yeah, if you all didn't see late last night, well, I guess technically it wasn't late for Sony Santa Monica. It was about 6 o'clock p.m. out there. They did announce that God of War, if you want to go back and play it, backwards compatibility, this was the part of their information. Sony dropped information like every 3 hours yesterday, starting like at 10 o'clock in the morning. It was something like that. But God of War, which is one of the games they came out with that had that had a resolution mode and I guess had a performance mode. It's now 60 frames per second. That's according to Naughty Dog. That's not a leak. That's not my insider told me. That's officially from Sony Santa Monica. Naughty Dog just dropped their information too. Let me see if I can put it on the screen here. I don't know if you all saw. I'm sure you all saw this. So let me go to window capture. Let me add that. I'm supposed to go here. Okay. So hopefully you all can see that. Naughty Dog confirmed that all its games will run on PS4, including Jack, Dexter, and Jack, or Jack and Dexter. Yeah, including that whole series. So if you want to go back and play that, it will run on PS5. And I'm gonna read this here. Okay. So it says this includes, okay? This includes The Last of Us Part 2, The Last of Us Remastered, which if you all don't know, has a 60 FPS mode. So now you can so that will carry over Uncharted 4, A Thief's End, Uncharted Lost Legacy, Uncharted, the Nathan Drake collection, which is 60 frames per second already, and then Jack and Dexter. So they did say that nothing else has been. Says unfortunately, there's been no word from the studio about any patches or upgrades to its existing titles. So it says Sucker Punch announced overnight that it's adding a new, as been said, Ghost of Tsushima that will allow it to run at 60 FPS on Sony's next-gen console because of the boost feature. It says there's been no similar comment from Naughty Dog just yet. So it says there's still time for it to make announcements of that nature, but we recommend you lower your expectations on that front for now. So again, my understanding, just as reading this here, the Nathan Drake collection is already 60 frames per second, so you can go back and replay that. You can also replay The Last of Us Remaster, which I can't, because somebody told me it had a 1440p 60 mode, which I'm not saying it doesn't. I beat it already. I've beaten it twice, I think. But it's gonna be, you can play it. And again, Sony, in my opinion, doesn't put a ton of emphasis on last gen stuff, but they are upgrading some of their newer games. I'd say stuff from 2018 and up that's a first party game will more than likely get some type of bump. That's just my opinion. I got no inside baseball for you. But I think this is huge because there's a lot of people who were wondering if these games are going to work. Nothing about boost mode yet. It does say, and this article is from Push Square, and like Foxy Games said, either you're a circle or you're a push square. So it says that what again, The Last of Us Part 2, which I thoroughly enjoyed, I thought was the best. That's the best experience I've had on that console. Okay, The Last of Us Part 1, which I thought was a fantastic way to tell a story. Uncharted 4, A Thief's End. Yes, I cheated on Uncharted 4 because it had puzzles. Uncharted The Lost Legacy. I cheated a little bit on that, especially at the end when you had to when you were sitting at that dinner table. And shout out to Jimmy B Gaming because I watched his video. He did an entire walkthrough on that. And I watched his video, and that's the only way I finished that. Because I was like, there's no way I'm going to finish this. So, and the Nathan Drake collection, which my understanding is already 60 frames per second. Oh, shout out to you. Thank you. I'm on another screen. I'll get to your super chat. Thank you, brother. And it says, and then Jack and Daxter, which I've never played. I've never played Jack and Daxter, but it looks like something on Ratchet and Clank. Okay, I don't know. Is this like a Ratchet and Clank game? I don't know. I'm not saying it is. So, but I think this is great news for the people who want to play those games again on PS5. I don't know if I will or not. So, but shout out to everybody that's doing that. So shout out to the Hatsubi. How you doing? Thank you for the $2 holler, and that will go to my PlayStation 5 fund. Says I think PSVR 2 should about to upgrade. Yeah, I think PSVR 2 about to major upgrades from Wi-Fi 6. Yeah. Again, that's great. That is great news. So, yeah, I mean, you may again anybody who was dizzy when you put on the headset. First things first, that's unnatural. Sony's headset on their PSVR is heavy compared to the Oculus headset. I suggest the Oculus headset over the PSVR if you're going to game on PC. Okay, let me make that clear. If you're going to game on PC, but if you're getting motion sickness, which a lot of people do, I think the majority of people do, simply try to tap your foot you don't have to tap it all the time, but tap it like every once a minute because you have to create another sensation for your brain to interpret. It's going to say, oh, there's another sensation. and it will break the way you're getting your information. It sounds weird, but your brain can do two things at once. I don't know if you all know that. You breathe automatically, does that for you. You don't have to think to breathe. So when I learned to play drums, one of the hardest things was learning was getting my brain to let me use both my hands simultaneously to do different things. But you feel yourself do it. It's like you can actually feel yourself doing it. So Mr. Razin says that games with unlocked frame rate and dynamic resolution will benefit most from back compat. Yeah, that's actually, yeah, that's what I think about it as well. I think I've always thought that, but now we got confirmation. It's it can do two things at once, man. So imagine Last of Us Part 2, 4K 60. Well, it's already 4K through a checkerboard. They would have to, like, my question always has been, could they go in and break? Now, does The Last of Us Part 2 have two modes on it? I don't know. I can't remember. I don't know. I can't remember. Does The Last of Us Part 2 have two modes on it? So oh yeah, no, sick. You're right. You're right. Yeah, yeah. But I mean, if you're going to be on PC playing, especially with, I suggest Oculus, because the Oculus headset is a lot lighter. Okay, it was a lot lighter. So Final Fantasy VII is my game of the year, but I never get game of the year right. I never get it right. I didn't think Sekiro should have won last year. How you gonna give a game of the year and you ain't got no shoes on? I mean, that is effed up. But it won, and before that, Detroit Become Human was my game of the year. It didn't even get nominated. So, like, what do I know, right? So, so let's see here. Yeah, Lincoln Clay is right. I think there's going to be the PSVR 2. There's going to be aspects of it. There's going to be less wires. I don't know if it can be completely wireless though. I would love it. I would love it if it was though. If it was wireless and lighter, yeah, I would really have to look into it. So, so but yeah. So I don't know if The Last of Us Part 2 has a. I know Ghost of Tsushima has a performance mode and it has a graphics mode. So I chose the graphics mode. The performance mode, it would just let me get killed faster. So because again, when I do those standoffs, when you hold the triangle, I can win those standoffs, but my man is wide open, and then somebody comes and stabs him. So it's terrible. What's going on, Ember 17? Yeah, I'm hating on bare feet. Well, I love bare feet. Like if my girl comes home from work, I will say I'm like, all right, well, come sit over here, come sit next to daddy, and she'll put her feet on my lap, and I'll massage her feet. That puts her in a that hurt me massaging her feet leads to her massaging different things on me later on. So you guys know how it is. You cannot sit up there and want something and not give. It's give and take. But no, I don't like the fact that that person that gave me a sword ain't had no shoes on. I mean, and then saying for me to go out and kill people. Like, it's bad enough. Wait a minute. Where are your shoes? I mean, imagine Kirby coming up to you asking you to do something. I'd be like, where are your pants? I can't go do this until you put some drawer. I mean, at least put some underwear on. Okay, I will forgive the Kool-Aid man for not having no pants on. He's a Kool-Aid man. But Kirby got to put some pants on. Okay, that's all I can say. Everybody loves Kirby, but Kirby at least put some drawers on. And that's all I can say. Yeah, like Six said, where are your pants? And so but yeah, I can't get over that. But Sekiro winning game of the year. I mean, but again, like I said, it is what it is. So it's all people are getting upset now. They're saying that Cyberpunk's going to be game of the year, and I'm like, well, I don't think it can be nominated because it comes out too late. And number two, but I bet you Keeley puts it in. I bet you Keeley will put it in as game of the year. But I think the best game, at least that I played this year, the game that gave me the most, that I played with the biggest smile on my face, was Final Fantasy VII. So that's my game of the year. But Ghost of Tsushima is right up there. Sucker Punch, my goodness gracious. And So let me ask you all this. Sucker Punch is giving us that free upgrade where you all can go online and play with your friends. Is that going to be 60 frames per second as well, or is that going to be 30? So just, you know. So is that going to be 60 as well? I mean, I'm just asking. So I don't know. So Cyberpunk, you'll wait for the PS5 patch later next year. Well, I think the PS5 patch is instant, isn't it? I think if you get it on PS5, it's instant. Now, make sure, like, I got a Cyberpunk cheer. So, I mean, so just so you know, I got a Cyberpunk cheer. I actually wrote down on a piece of paper Cyberpunk, and I put it in my chair. Therefore, I now have a Cyberpunk chair. But, I know a lot of people are really looking forward to it. Jemiah Dixon is looking forward to it. So he's saying that's going to be the game. So I hope it delivers. I really do hope it delivers. So Ghost of Last of Us Part 2, then Final Fantasy 7 is your order game. Yeah, I can't argue with that. All those are great games. So still no answers for if Last of Us Part 2's got a graphics. Look, if Last of Us Part 2 has an FPS mode, then it will be 60. It'll probably jump to 60 frames per second. But I don't know. I'm going to wait on them. So you tried VR fairly recently. You're interested. Yeah, I am too. I loved it, but where I was in a car wreck on the interstate, my neck, it hurt, and the headset hurts my neck. So I can only wear it for like 20 minutes without getting. I mean, it hurt me the one time I podcast in it. Not podcast. I did a game stream. It started hurting after like 20, 25 minutes because they've got this big battery pack on the right hand side. I think it's on the right-hand side, and it just hurt my neck. So David says, thank God this is the week Xbox takes the L. Well, I mean, again, I don't know what – look, shout out to One Stop for Gamers because he is right. The Xbox community literally was complaining that Sony wasn't giving out information, and they were literally trying to drive the conversation. Sony's hiding stuff, but it's just that Sony is on their own. They're on their own thing. Marvel, the MCU doesn't respond to what the DC universe is doing. They don't, because the DC universe is trash. It is trash. And when I walked to the store this morning because I'm an old man. I got to get my exercise. I actually thought about what Microsoft games that I have the most fun playing. And guess what? It was none. It was none. There are the only games that I could say I really enjoyed are the games from the studio they just bought, but they were multi-plat games. I've been playing Wolfenstein since the 80s, so I've enjoyed that, but that wasn't a Microsoft game until recently. Yes, I played Oblivion for over 220 hours, something like that. But that's a Bethesda game, and that just became. But again, I had that on the 360. I enjoyed it because it was a Bethesda game, not because it was an Xbox game. It's the same for me with Fallout. Fallout 3, I loved. I still think Fallout 3 is one of the best games ever. Fallout New Vegas, I thought was trash. Fallout 4 was disappointing. Okay, was disappointing. It underperformed. I have not tried Squadrons yet, Lincoln Clay. I'm gonna get it on Origins though, probably next month. Probably gonna be my Christmas gift to myself. So, because Origins will have a sale next month for Black Friday, that's when I'll get it. So those are games that I played. And what else did I have? That Skyrim. Again, I played Skyrim on 360, but I didn't enjoy it because it was a first-party game. It's just the 360 is what I used to play the game. I enjoyed the game. I would have enjoyed that game no matter where I played it. So yeah, it's just I couldn't think of anything that I had. Whereas at the PlayStation, it was the opposite. When I started thinking, yeah, I really enjoyed playing Siphon Filter. That was a PlayStation only game. I enjoyed playing the Metal Gear games on PlayStation. I enjoyed playing Uncharted. I enjoyed The Last of Us. Those are all games that you need to have a PlayStation for that are specifically for the PlayStation. So, and then yeah, I played Madden on Xbox. I guess I enjoyed Madden the same way on Xbox that I enjoyed on PlayStation. It was like the same thing. So, it is what it is. So, Gears 5 was gorgeous on your... Yeah, Gears 5, I enjoyed Gears 5, but I've enjoyed all the Gears games, including Gears Tactics. So, again, there's nothing wrong with those games. But, again, Gears wasn't... Gears was bought by Xbox, right? It didn't. I mean, it wasn't a first party studio game. I didn't think Cliffy B's studio worked for Microsoft. I think he just put his game on the 360. So yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed that game, but again, that wasn't a first party game. Halo was, and I did enjoy Halo. That's about the only game I can really come up to. Somebody says Last of Us 2 is capped at 30 and has a 1080p mode and 1440p mode, so no enhancement. Oh, well, okay. Hold on, it's capped. All right, it's capped, so it's no FPS thing. Well, no, on the PlayStation Pro, The Last of Us is 4K. It's checkerboarded, but it will be considered true 4K. So, okay, well, that's fine. Oh, Doom is the best shooter. Yeah, Doom. But again, Doom is a good shooter. But I remember playing Doom on my. Oh, was that would my friend Bill have a PlayStation 2? I think Bill had a PlayStation 2. When I would go over there and hang out with him, I would play Doom. So, Doom was on PC. Doom's always been on PC for me. It'd be like playing Diablo. Diablo on console. Well, I'm sure it's fun. That game was born on PC. So, and that's where it's going to die. So, you still don't feel compelled to play and complete Gears 5. This doesn't have to draw. Gears 5 is actually a good game, but you do have to play Gears 4. So, but Gears 5 I enjoyed, at least on my PC. But I was playing it 1080p with 60 frames a second. I was having a ball. So, I never played Crimson Skies. So, Xbox strength was never the exclusives you played. Yeah, it wasn't. Now, let me make this clear. The games that they had that were exclusive were like, I played Jade Empire. That was a good game. That was exclusive. Hopefully they bring that one back. And the original Mass Effect was a Microsoft published game. It was a published first party for the 360. And Mass Effect 2 was, then BioWare got bought by EA, and the rest is history. So, but yeah, the Xbox community, the people who were screaming about backwards compatibility, and now they didn't get Joe's Diner, and I'm very disappointed that I can't play Joe's Diner on the PS5. And but yeah, it's just too. It's I'm just being facetious. Um, at the end of the day, this was more about there were people who were screaming about backwards compatibility, and my understanding is, according to Jim Ryan, PS5, all their games are. I mean, a lot of information came out yesterday. Let's see if I can find a little bit more. See if I can do my job here that Jaydub has promoted me to. See, because I just pulled this up here. Let's see here. I'll just go to the PlayStation blog. So let me come back here, go to the plus sign, and look at me with my big brain thinking. So yeah, details on backwards compatibility. That is from the PlayStation blog. All this came out yesterday. Or yesterday or day before yesterday. Says how Game Boost enhances select PS4 titles and more. Okay, well, let's take a look at this. Let me show you something. Okay. So hopefully you all can see the screen. Let me double check. Yeah, it's there. Okay, I was about to have a heart attack. Let me see here. All right. So says what console generation games are supported with PS5 backwards compatibility feature. Let me double check that you all are seeing the same thing I'm seeing. Okay, I just want to make sure y'all were seeing the same thing I was seeing. So, let's see here. It says, we are focused on the huge catalog of games on PlayStation 4, and we are pleased that more than 99% of PS4 games will be playable on PS5 on day one. This includes games that have defined the PS4 generation, from critically acclaimed PlayStation exclusives like The Last of Us Part 2, which I guess they announced this yesterday, and Ghost of Tsushima, to blockbuster hits from our third-party partners. Oh, wow, okay. It says, what is the difference between playing PS4 games on the PS5 Digital Edition console versus the PlayStation 5 console with the Ultra HD Blu-ray disc drive? It says the gaming experience on both consoles will be the same. However, how you access the content to play will differ. Okay, so you're not so they tell you. It says on the digital edition. So for all you FNs, all you guys that were able to secure a PS5 digital, says you will be able to play digital versions of your compatible PS4 games on the PS5 digital edition console. These will be compatible PS4 digital games you have already purchased or plan to purchase via PlayStation 4, PlayStation Store on PS4, PS5 web, or PlayStation mobile app. Then it says, since there's no disc drive, you won't be able to play your PS4 disc-based games on the PS5 digital edition. Now, again, I don't know why you would. This is just my opinion. If you collect physically, you should always get the physical model. That's just my opinion. No big deal. Not the end of the world. Now, if you have the physical edition, knock wood, so you can play digital versions of your compatible PS4 games you download from the PlayStation Store on PS4, PS5 web. Since you can also use physical PS4 game discs. Yes! So for me, if I'm able to get my hands on a PS5 physical, I'll just slide my disc in there. Be like, so slide over here and give me a moment. Your moves are so raw. I've got to let you know you're one of my kind. All right. So it says when you sign in to PS5 with your account for PlayStation Network, you will automatically see your library of play PS4 content through the menu. Wow. Now, let me tell you this right now. There's going to be a lot of people slamming that Sony 800 number, getting help. Because the people who are going to, like me, are going to need help. Like, all right, look, I got some digital games, right? Like, I do have some digital games. I got Final Fantasy VII. I've got Hitman. I've got some digital games. Detroit Become Human. All that is digital, you know. So, I'm gonna have to somehow. I gotta find a way to get that done. I may be getting on a call list. All right. It says, what is the PS4 game experience like on the PS5? So PS4 titles get even better on PS5. Select PS4 titles will see increased loading speeds on PS5 console and will also leverage game boost, dun, 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 offering improved or more stable frame rates. Some titles with unlocked frame rates or dynamic resolutions up to 4K may see higher fidelity. Ooh. So additionally, PS4 games will also take advantage of some of PS5's new UX features, but more to come on that later. Okay, because again, I still think they're going to do like a tech breakdown. They're going to have to show a PS4 game running on a PS5. I don't, it doesn't matter what it is. They're going to have to show it and let it go from there. Okay, so I still think there's going to be one more. What's that thing? State of play. I think there should be a state of play probably in the next week or two showing us this stuff because your consoles come out in what, 3 weeks? From Monday is 3 weeks. So also Monday is Columbus Day. And they say Columbus discovered America. I don't know how you discover something that's already here. Okay, the people were already here, and he discovered the Indies. That's what he discovered. And people are wondering why there's friggin' riots in the streets because they keep lying. All right, this is one of the worst tacklings I've ever seen in my life. All right, there we go. I was watching a college highlight play. All right, here we go. There we go. So now it says here. So this is good right here. I think so. I guess when you go to the PS5 store, it's gonna have something that denotes whether the PS4 game has some kind of boost, and it'll tell you what it is. Okay. So which is good. Our PlayStation. Now this is for Lincoln Clay. Our games from the PlayStation VR backwards compatible? Yes. Okay. Now there are some tricks here. It says the PS5 HD camera is not compatible with the PS4 with the PlayStation VR on PS5. you will need to use the PS camera for PS4 and the PS camera adapter. No purchase required. So they're giving you a freebie. They're giving you some swag. Okay? So to use PSVR on PS5. So this is good. You know, you don't have to run out and do something different. Okay? I guess they're going to give that. I don't know how that works, but I guess they're giving it to you free. I don't know if we can all call and say, hey, I need a camera adapter, you know, so and go from there. So it says, what about PS4 games on PS Now and PlayStation Plus? Says backwards compatibility, PS4 games included on PlayStation Plus or PS5 Now will run on PS5. So there you go. Now, let me make this clear. I don't know if this is just for the PlayStation games or if this is for the PlayStation games or if this is for all the games. I don't know. That's a question I would ask. Okay. Can I stream PS4 games on PS5? Yes. Okay, so this is for all you all who are like, man, I want to go ahead and play this on the PS. For you guys who are doing backwards compatibility. You know, so like, what if I want to play? What if I get a PS5 and I just feel like I'm going to troll and I play Mass Effect Andromeda? That's a PS4 game. Or you want to play Spider-Man. Okay, or you want to play, I'm just looking at some of the games I have over there. Horizon Zero Dawn. Okay, so I mean, again, you're going to find out in a month that Horizon Zero Dawn has everything on there. It has a different mode, whatever you want to call it. That's oh hey, if I had a PlayStation, if I had one physically in the house, the first game that's going into that PS5 won't be a PS5 game. It's going to be Horizon Zero Dawn. I'm going to see if there's anything available. So that's what I would do, and if it's not available, I would be mad for like 10 seconds. I'm like, oh, that's disappointing. You know, but you still got to do what you got to do, right? It's like I said, it's like getting the girl home and she's got a push-up bra on, right? And you get upset because she's got on a push-up bra, but you still do what you got to do. And it does say about the digital transfers. I don't understand all this stuff. It says here you can transfer digital games, game data, and game saves from PS4 consoles to a PS5 console using LAN cables. I know what those are. And by connecting wirelessly. Wi-Fi. Hey, I know what that is. It says if you've already stored PS4 games and game data in the external USB storage device connected, I don't know why you would be using a connected USB device. If you can only play one game at a time, people. Play one game. Okay, that's what my dad would say to me. You only play one. So your PS4, you can bring them over to PS5 with that external USB storage device. Oh, okay. So I guess if you put, I don't know, if you play Drive Club, let's say you love using Drive Club, and you put Drive Club on the USB, then you can plug that USB into the PS5. I guess you can download Drive Club. I guess that's what they're saying, you know. So, you know, or whatever. Also, if you didn't know, the order, shout out to BitCloud, because I know he went to bed with the Chubb last night. The order 1886 is going to be available backwards compat day one. Like, day one. If you want to play the order 1886, bam, there you go. Backwards compatible, backwards compat. Don't know if there's going to be a boost. Have no idea. Don't ask me that. But I did see that get announced yesterday as well. It says, please note that the ability to transfer game saves between a PS4 version and PS5 version of the same game is a developer decision and will vary title by title for cross-generational games. Okay, that's something for you guys to understand. All right, I really don't. I mean, because here to me, this information dump is huge. Because I'm tired of seeing a bunch of stupid people because they're millennials that can't use a damn screwdriver. Okay, you got upset over a screwdriver, for crying out loud. What's going to happen when your mama says, go get your daddy the wrench? Or you probably don't even know what that is, do you? Okay? You probably don't know. Why don't you just admit it? You don't know what the wrench is. You don't know what a hammer is. You don't know what a nail is because you're like, oh, because you're a millennial and you don't want to do nothing hard. You know, it's like, ooh, the nails and the hammer's going to hurt my little finger. Like, that's the way you all sound. But that, again, is because you're a generation who was given everything and didn't have to create nothing. You had central air. You had cable. You had information at your fingertips. You don't know what it's like to struggle at all. At all. You just don't. And so now when it's time for you to take something apart and put it together, you got to fart to chew. I mean, it's just ridiculous. So now it says for Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales, when players decide to upgrade from PS4 to PS5, their game saves will transfer. Woohoo! Sackboy. Sackboy. A Big Adventure also will support game save transfers from PS4 to PS5. And update that will be delivered shortly after the release of the game will share additional details. So it says there's going to be an update. Hey, how will I know which PS4 games aren't playable? Again, they've already released their list. You can go right here. Yada, yada, yada. Yada, yada, yada. That's right. Baby laid down, I remove the frown. There we go. So what do you guys think on your backwards compatibility for your PlayStation? So, was it everything you wanted it to be? Was that everything you needed it to be? I mean, I think it's good. I think it's great for you guys that are really interested in backwards compatibility. So, that's right. The official tech guy. I got the promotion. Jaydub said I got the stroke around here. So that's the way it's going to be, folks. So, yeah, they think a monkey wrench is insulting. So, I mean, like I said, that's what we're dealing with. A generation of people who don't know how to do anything. God forbid you have to change a tire. You know, that takes like 3 things. You need a jack, you need a lug wrench, and you need a new tire. Okay, and then remember, after you put your tire on, okay, you need gloves on because if your car is running, the tire is going to be hot. If you don't know that, you need to look up the basic laws of thermodynamics. So you'll have a hot tire, you'll put the jack on the car, you'll jack the car up. That's like 2 different parts, okay? And then you're going to have to take the tire off, and then then you have to put the new tire on. And once you get the new tire on, you do have to go to the shop to get your car or truck aligned. Because as soon as you put on a new tire, your car is automatically out of line. And your father should have told you that. Okay? Your father should have told you that. So, let's see. I'm just coming back here. What's up, Gabriel Terry? Hit that like button, people. Hit that like button. So, yeah, I'm ready to start singing some Fleetwood Mac. Says here that there's only says here I only got like there's like 80 people watching, and I only got like 40 likes. So that's not good enough, people. So yeah, hit that like button. So so yeah, I got the promotion. I'm all excited. So the Yakuza devs will not cross save. Yeah, that's right. But again, all these people online, the reason why these fanboys, and again, let me make this clear, the fanboys took an L is simply because they thought that PlayStation was Microsoft. Microsoft is in last place, and the last place group always goes first. Okay, they always go first because they're pawns. Pawns move first, then knights and upper pieces on your chessboard. So, just it is what it is. I mean, like I said, I get it. Post Up looked like an idiot yesterday. Showstopper looked like an idiot yesterday. I mean, again, to me, nothing new. Kid Smooth looked like a complete idiot yesterday, the stuff they were saying. So again, it just look, and I don't take that lightly because those are black men, and I'm not trying to cut down another black man, but when you're acting stupid, you're acting stupid. So you want GTA 4 on PS5? Okay, well, I don't know if that'll work. That's a good question. Well, probably not because that's that was on PS3, correct? Well, no, I don't know if it'll work or not. I don't know. That's a good question. So, well, I mean, again, Sam Ash, I guess you're right about that. So, but if you're expecting them to act different, like I did, I'm like, all right, look, this is over. Your console war is over. Okay, Microsoft walked away. And that's the truth. I mean, you can pull up article after article where they quit, they threw in the towel, they waved a white flag. whatever, they took their ball and they went home, whatever metaphor you want to use. So the problem isn't Microsoft. The problem is their fanboys. Okay. So what's going on, Hans Peter? Good day to you. So G Hole says he's been saving Ghost of Tsushima for PS5 anyway. Well, sounds like you're going to be playing at 60 frames a second. Now I don't know about the resolution. That to me doesn't matter. Because again, next generation isn't about resolution. It's about the frames and the AI getting better. So we're already at 4K right now. We're at 1080p right now. We're at 1440p right now. Again, I'll be playing at 1440p. So that's just the way it's going to be. So, and shout out, yeah, and a lot of games again. It's up to the developers. Again, me playing, me playing, the Avengers game. I played the demo, but when Crystal Dynamics came out and said, "Oh, we're going to have the Avengers game is going to have a 60 FPS mode on PS5," I'm like, "Well, I'll just wait to play the 60 FPS mode." Okay, I mean, again, I played the demo. Demo was fun. I thought it was, I thought it was okay, but yeah, overall, yeah, no, overall, that's not good. So not good. So November is going to be. You are 3 weeks away from November, my man. So, November is coming around. So you lucky SOBs that got your hands on PlayStation. I went from being envious to being jealous at this point. I'm jealous. I'm gonna have to do shout out to Marlin Gaming Nation. What did Marlin Gaming Nation say things are gonna be like? You'd be like, hey kid, hey, what's in that bag? Come on over here. Let me talk to you about something. Oh, hey, look, hey, look, I saw you come out of that store, that big GameStop bag. I mean, can you give me directions to, how to get to 3rd Street? And you'll be like, oh, yeah, you just go down. I'm like, whack. I'm going to hit you in the back of the head with a screwdriver. I'll hit you with a screwdriver, and then you're going to be like, what did he hit me with? And then your bag's going to be gone, and I'm going to be at home like, ha, 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 it's time to plug this in. Ha, ha, ha. Okay? All right, thanks, Emrys. Cool. But yeah, that's how Marlon, man, shout out to Marlon Gaming Nation. He's like, yeah, come here, man. Well, don't you let me holler at you real quick. What you got in that bag? I just seen you come out of GameStop. What you got in that bag, man? Because there are going to be some people out there waiting on you. Just so you know. So, I mean, just so you know. So you need to go up there with a goon squad. I don't care if you got to buy them. I don't care if you got to buy them a 6-pack or a 40 or OE. Like, man, go up there with your crew and make sure you get home okay. Because I might be out there waiting on you. Like, hey, what's up, man? What you got over there in that bag? Why don't you come over here? Let me talk to you real quick. I got a couple questions for you. But yeah, GTA 4, I think, was on PS3, if I'm remembering correct. No, they re-released it for PlayStation 4. I think. I can't remember, man. That's such a long time ago when I played that game. The game was fun, though. I do remember playing it, though. That DLC, Ballad of Gay Tony, damn, that was good. That one of the better DLCs I've ever played. So, so... It's either the PS5 or their life. It's that simple. Well, yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Do you want to, that's why. And also, let me make this clear. If you're getting them delivered, you better make sure you're at home the day they're delivered. Okay? So if you have to, so don't call in sick until you get that message that says your shipment will be delivered on this day. On that day, you make sure you call in. Okay? What's up, Spartan God? Yeah, you make sure that you're off that day because you don't want these boxes sitting in front of your house or your apartment, wherever. Just literally simply go ahead and be at home. I mean, this is one time I'm advocating you call in sick. Okay, no pun intended. I am advocating that day you call in sick. So because UPS, they will tell you the package will be there between 9 and 10. And then you'll check 9 and 10, and then the package is going to be there between 12 and 1. And then we had this problem on an ambulance yesterday. All right, we scheduled this ambulance to be there at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. They come calling, talking about, oh, yeah, they call it 1 o'clock. We won't be there till 4. And then they called at 3:30. Oh, we ain't gonna be there until 6. We're like, man, we just gonna cancel you. I mean, what are you? This is gonna be hashtag cancel. mm, 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 mm. Playing Spider-Man first. The first game that's going into my PlayStation 5, Empress, if everything works out, will be Horizon Zero Dawn. Because I want to see if there's any kind of boost to it. So that'll be the first game that I put in there. So that's after it gets set up and everything, which will probably take me all day long because I got to figure out what my PSN password is and all that kind of stuff. So everybody, make sure you have that ready to go. Make sure you have your passwords ready to go. If you're getting the headsets, make sure your headset is charged up. It's one thing you got to remember. Make sure it's charged up. But shout out to you, Ember17. I appreciate what you're doing, brother. G-Ho says you can't get a hold of the 3D Pulse headset. Well, mine is delayed. My Pulse headset got delayed until late November, which is fine because it apparently. Now, let me ask you all. I was hearing that the Dual Sense doesn't have a connecting port for the. Does the Dual Sense have a connecting port for a universal port? I'm just asking. I'm not saying it doesn't. I'm not trying to spread misinformation. That's why I'm doing that. No, Don't Be says we can't call in. No, you don't call in because of that. Don't call in at all. Make sure you work the entire month. Then as soon as you get your alert, they say it's going to come in. And that's another question. If you're getting it delivered, will it be shipped out like on the 11th? Or will they ship it on the 12th? Is that how it works? But just make sure you're off. Make sure that you're off work. I recommend calling in. So, Ember17 says all the accessories and current announced games pre-order. Wow. Ember17 went out and dropped some money. So, and you thought you can use the headset as both wire and wireless. That's what oh, no, that's fine. I'm not saying you can't. I'm just simply saying there's going to be people, like, there's going to be people who don't have that Pulse headset. So I didn't know Sony, I know Sony said that their Platinum headsets will work on it as well. I think that's what they said. So that's fine. That is fine. But yeah, if you don't want the Pulse headsets, there are other 3D spatial sound headsets that you can buy. You can look into that. So it does have a 3.5 millimeter. All right, cool. Yeah, it has a USB-C for charging. It has a built-in mic. Cool. All right. Well, that's fine. So. Yeah, I think this console, I can honestly say this console technologically is better than the Xbox. The Wi-Fi 6, the USB-C, all that stuff. They future-proofed this console to their credit. They future-proofed it. So wait for it to say out for delivery. Well, but it should say right now. Like you should be able to, like, let's say you ordered it off of Amazon. You should be able to go to your tracked orders and it should say will ship on. And then whatever day it's expected to arrive, that's the day you call in. Okay, that's just, you're going to have to do it because, again, there are going to be people. There's people right now still in packages. And I do not, and I would hate to see somebody get their shit taken. So just make sure that you're available for the package. And also, I certainly hope you put on there, and again, this is just something that I do, make sure you put in that it has to be signed for. Don't just let them leave it at the door. Say you have to, like when I got my new motherboard, they had to come because I had to work 12-hour shifts. I had to work a 12-hour shift. They got mad. They had to come back. They came back twice. Like they got here at 9:30 in the morning. I wasn't home. They came back at 1:45. I wasn't home. So they had to come back. I think he finally came back at like 8:15 and I was home. I just gotten home. Like literally, I pulled in because I use Uber. I pulled in with the Uber driver, and the UPS truck was right behind us. I said, I bet you they're delivering my motherboard. And that's what they were doing. So just be careful, guys. That's all I'm saying. Because, like Marlon, shout out to Marlon Gaming Nation. He's right. He was like, hey, come here, man. And again, he's right when he said, when he was saying to put, but if you got to go up to the store to get it, I don't know if it's Best Buy, if you're picking it up, if it's, what's the name of that other store? GameStop, take a black bag. Take a black trash bag because ain't nobody going to F with you if you got a black bag. You're going to look like a homeless person. Okay? But if you come out of there with your big old smile, grinning and shining and buck dancing and all that kind of stuff, somebody's going to hit you in your head with a screwdriver. Okay? That's all I can say. And then you're going to be on the ground. You're going to be like, what happened and all that kind of stuff. And your stuff's going to be gone. So your stuff's going to be gone. So it is. So what's up? What's up, Jemiah? I had you dying in the car. I ain't doing nothing but telling the truth. The truth will set you free. And as the Messiah, they're the official tech guy of the PlayStation of Pony Nation now. Shout out to Jaydub City. He promoted me. So, he promoted me last night on his podcast. So, you could drag a body bag with you. I guess you could. That'd be a little bit too dramatic, though. And then the cops may stop you. Well, they'll stop us because we're black. But I don't know about the rest of it. But yeah, it's just a black bag. And like for me, for instance, if I was able to get one, I would have gotten it at GameStop, right? So say it would have came in and I would have had to pick it up like the next day. Like I would have been like if I'm working, they would have called and I would have had to call them up and say, yeah, look, I know it's here. I got to work that day. I will come and pick it up at whatever in the morning. Okay, what time are y'all open? Oh, we open at 12 o'clock. All right, I'll be here at 12:15. Okay? Like, I will be here at 12:15, guys, okay? And so I will pick it up, and then I will have a black bag. Because, because GameStop's stupid. They don't have bags anymore. So you have to take your own bag. Like, here, put it in here. And then I'll walk down the street with a big black bag and I'll look like a homeless person. Like I'll put on some crazy looking clothes. They'll be dry, but they won't be ironed. I won't iron them. But I'll still look good. But I won't look good enough for you to hit me in the head with a screwdriver. So, I'm not going to use a brick. And somebody's going to use a screwdriver because you don't know what that is. These millennials don't know how to use a screwdriver. So, they got mad. They got intimidated, Cause like, oh, no, there's a screw, and I got to use something. What is that? Oh, Mom, what is that? That's what they were doing online. It took a screwdriver to expose these feminized men. That's what they are. Blue pill, effeminate men who are afraid of tools. And they wonder why they're sitting around the house, can't get a woman, and or their wife, if they have one, keeps constantly threatening to leave them. Because if they're afraid of tools, how can you be afraid of a screwdriver? The most basic thing, that's the first tool every kid gets is a screwdriver. We had toys in the 70s where you had to have a screwdriver to put your toys together. Like you had to be able to use one. I don't get it. I truly don't get it. Did you all never play with Legos and have to put stuff together? Did you ever have a girdle and panel set? You didn't have to put it together? Did you never have a remote control car and have to unscrew the thing to get to the batteries? I had a remote control car and it took batteries, of course, but we had to unscrew it. This is before they had that little bitty snap that you all have now. These little bitty clips. We didn't have those. You had to take a screwdriver. And I remember my dad had to show me the difference. He said, here's a Phillips head, and then here's a flat head. He says, you're going to use a Phillips 90% of the time. He says, as long as you have a Phillips, like you can put together anything with a Phillips. Okay? Your entertainment center, you need a Phillips. Okay, so it's just golly. And they actually use a flathead because that's what they use in Japan. They use a lot of flathead screwdrivers. But again, I remember trying to use a Phillips on the flat, and I couldn't. I was crying, and I remember my dad looked at me and he said, "Craig, look at the screw." and look at what you're trying to use. Okay? And he said, so that's a flathead screwdriver. Look at your flat, go get you a flathead screwdriver and then try it. And then I was able to do it. Okay. And again, he did not show me how to put the batteries in. I had to look at the directions where he just simply says top, bottom. And I had to learn how to do it myself because I wanted to play with the car. Yes, he bought me the car, but it was my job to make sure to keep the car in a good spot. Don't take the car to other kids' houses. Only play with the car on the porch. I mean, you know, and you all got scared of a screwdriver. Okay? Man, somebody just needs to like put you in a room and just beat your asses. Okay? Because you're afraid of different things, you know. But that just exposed how feminine these dudes are. That's all it exposed. How effeminate these guys are. And they are feminine. All right? So, I mean, that's all I can say. You know, I never seen nothing before. These guys say they build PCs. Well, I built a $2,000 PC. I built a $1,500 PC. Really? How did you do that without using a screwdriver? How? I mean, how did you do that without using a screwdriver? I mean, I just, you know, and it just goes to show you that they're full of ish. They're full of it. They're just blue pill, feminine men, and most of them are in the Xbox community, you know, and it's just, I never thought, that was the dumbest thing I saw in my life, and shout out to BitCloud for his video. It's like, damn, it took a screwdriver to expose you all of you, exposed over a screwdriver. You know, well, Xbox doesn't have to do it like that. Yeah, and like Sick Huber said, they turned the Xbox and laid it down on its side like a woman that's about to give birth. Okay? I mean, that's what a woman does, just lays down. Okay, you know, so this is stupid. I mean, you know, it's dumb. You know, just lay down. Oh, well, you just put it on its side. Yeah, right. You know, that's exactly where that thing belongs, on its side, ready to give birth. You know, so it's just unbelievable. So yeah, I mean, it's this guys, just be careful when you're getting them. Like I said, I'm jealous of you all. So you know, I'm not hating. There's a difference in being jealous out of envy and being jealous and hating. You know, like these dudes was online, they were jealous and they were hating because they were literally saying that that the GameStop employees, check this out. Did you all see those videos where people got mad they couldn't get a PlayStation? And so they said GameStop employees took bribes from people. Oh, shout out to Chris B. Yeah. Yeah, shout out to Chris B for the $5 holla. He says, honestly, his latest PC build does only have thumb screws, but it was expensive. Well, they would have known how to use that. You know, so they would have known what to do with that. I mean, like for me, in order to clean my PC, because it's got this tempered, whatever glass is in front of it, whatever they call this. So in order for me to clean it, get this, in order for me to clean it, I've got to take these 4 screws off. Okay, now they are thumb screws, but I always use my Phillips to screw mine in. Yeah, and then they were like, oh, look, what were they saying about the vents? You gotta use a vacuum cleaner. Oh, no, I gotta use a vacuum cleaner. I mean, this nonsense. You know, nonsense. You know, just golly. So, we don't have any true next-gen game except for Sackboy. No, Demon Souls, Ratchet and Clank. Those are true next-gen games. So again, I mean, next-gen meaning the way that they're going to use technique and stuff like that. There's all kind of techniques that can be used in order to reach different resolutions and stuff like that. So, I mean, again, to me, it's humorous. So it is humorous. That's right. Imagine these guys being asked to cut the turkey at Thanksgiving. Okay, yeah, they're going to use a butter knife. I mean, that's what these guys would use. Like, if these guys are getting attacked, they would use a butter knife to try to defend themselves. And I would look at them like, that's a butter knife. What are you going to do? Spread me to death with your butter knife? You know, I mean, these guys, like I said, man, you know, it's crazy. Ice Queen's looking forward to getting her PS5 next year. Hey, Ice Queen, there's a lot of people. You're in the majority, young lady. You are in the majority. A lot of people, because, you know, different things, going to be different folks for different strokes. People's money may not flow right, you know. So shout out to shout out to Jaydub City when Jaydub City when he arranged for me to get that Xbox X, he let me get on the Jaydub payment plan. So that was cool. So we took care of that. So yeah, but I understand that. Sackboy and Ratchet and Clank, yeah, Demon Souls is a remaster of an old game. Well, it's still a next gen game. Yes, it is a remaster. It is a remaster. You're right about that. So you're not wrong about it being a remaster, but it's still a next gen. It was remastered for the next generation. So, you know, at least that's what my understanding is. I don't play those type of games, like Souls games, but I may play that game. This is like the basketball game 2K. I don't play 2K at all. Like, I don't. But when I saw that game, I'm like, my God, I may end up playing that just to play it. But they're talking about it's what, $100 Mamba edition. And so I may buy that. If the money that 2K makes it for the Mamba edition goes to like Kobe Bryant's his wife's foundation, if that happens, then I may go ahead and buy that Mamba edition. Not this year though. Not this year. I will buy it next year. Okay? Because I'm pretty tapped out for this year. Spider-Man and the Call of Duty game. Those are the games I'm playing on the PS5. The first game I'm going to stick into the PS5 is Horizon Zero Dawn. So you already played Demon Souls. Okay. Well, to me, the game, people keep telling me how hard that game is. And that game didn't look hard to me. That guy was just swinging a sword and the people were dropping. So, and maybe that's just the demo. But the boss battles look pretty cool. Maybe that's why you play it. It's like the game, what's that Blue Point game? And they did that remake. What is the name of that game? But it was a boss fight. That's all it was. You had like 10 bosses you had to fight. Everybody loved it. So don't forget Gran Turismo 7. Yeah, oh yeah, I'm buying that too. But that's later in 21. And like Gran Turismo and Ratchet and Clank, all that is not. That's like coming out later in 2021, which is fine. I mean, I'm not complaining. You know, I'm not upset about it. So you just couldn't drop $100 on one game though. But yeah, and I understand that. I understand that. Trust me. But look, that according to inflation, we should be paying about $83 for games, according to inflation in the United States. So, but 70 is normal now. Now, look, let me make this clear. How many of you are going to take your PS4 games and then go ahead and trade them in, get you like $10, 30% up, or whatever? Up trade. Yeah, Shadow Colossus, thank you. Yeah, that was just a big old boss fight. But that was a remaster. And it was apparently, and people loved it. They said it was one of the best remakes or remasters ever. So I'm just putting that out there. So Naughty Dog getting jealous of all the Insomniac and Sucker Punch news. Well, I mean, again, they actually, with that information drop on the PlayStation blog, they did announce it. There's a lot of people didn't catch it because we just read it here, Spartan God. But right now, I guess the semi-disappointment is that they haven't announced any special patches. But The Last of Us Part 1, at least on PlayStation Pro, doesn't it already have a 60 FPS mode? You know, doesn't it have a 60 FPS mode? So I'm just asking. I mean, I haven't played it in a while, so I thought the remaster of The Last of Us Part 1 on the PlayStation 4 and the Pro was either 1440p 60 or 4K or something like that. I can't remember. It's been a while, so forgive me. So Hans Peter says he's digital, has nothing to trade. Okay, fair enough. So if that's true, then on the PlayStation 5, the 60 FPS modes will already be 60 FPS. So that's 4 games, isn't it? And that would be like The Last of Us Part 1, and that would be the Nathan Drake collection, because the Nathan Drake collection is 60 frames a second. So you can just play that. I mean, again, this is I probably won't, because I'm not getting the PS5 to play the old games. But hey, look, I understand that people are. I mean, I'm PO, can't afford the O and the R, so yeah, I will probably be playing some backwards compat games. So I hope they're patched. And they did say that Ghost of Tsushima is that way. The Avengers game is going to be back compat, so that's fine. I mean, I'm good. I'm good. It should be native. Why should it be? Tell me that. Why should it be? Why can't we just? I mean, me personally, I'm glad that they're taking advantage of some of the hardware. It would be nice, okay, but that's the difference in Gen X, me, and millennials. I don't have this expectation of what it should be. I'm glad at what it is, and there's a difference. There's a difference. PlayStation 2 games will be on PlayStation 5 too. I didn't know that, Spartan God. That is breaking news. Is that true? Can anybody second co-sign what Spartan God is saying about PS2 games being on PS5? So, should be native 4K 60 or maybe go higher than 60. Why would it need to go higher than 60? So I'm just asking. I mean, that's not a huge deal to me, but I just, haven't heard about PS2. Yeah, me either. Me either. So, Ember 17. The fact that you're willing to do it, it can take 2 weeks, brother. That's fine. It's not a big deal. Just let me know how that works out. Let me know if it works out, how the payments, if you want them. You want to put me on a direct, if you got a PayPal or whatever, however you want to do it, just let me know. If you allow me to break the payment into 2 payments, however you want me to do it, it's your call, brother. It's your call. Just let me know, and we'll work it out, man. If everything works out, we'll be good. So I don't mind waiting. So remember, I was prepared to wait till next year, so I had to wait a week or two. I'm not going to be upset. So it's not a big deal. But thank you for even considering me and doing that, okay? So Wolf Saints, shout out to Wolf Saints. I believe Wolf Saints is a newer sub, or if you aren't Wolf Saints, shout out to you. Matter of fact, Wolf Saints, I like that name. I'm going to go ahead and make you a mod there, young man. I assume you're a young man. So if you're not, let me know. Wolf Saints says they haven't confirmed anything about 12 and 3 backwards compatibility. Okay, I don't know what that means, but maybe you can unpack that for us. The Almighty Spartan God says, but how is Sony going to unify all PSN accounts? And again, that's not my problem. I don't know. All I care about is the one account that I got, and I got to remember the password. So I just want to remember the password to the account that I do got. So I don't know how they're going to do that, like I said. So now, is Jack and Dexter a ripoff of Ratchet and Clank? It's because to me, Jack and Dexter, Ratchet and Clank, all that stuff sounds the same to me. So, what's your question, Spartan God? Chris B says, I'm a frame rate whore myself, so I built a PC to get 120 FPS on your 1440p monitor. Anyone expecting these things from a console is I agree, they are delusional. So, no, it's not a ripoff. Okay, cool. Ice Queen knows her password. Jack predates Ratchet. So, okay, all right, cool. That's cool. So Naughty Dog said their PlayStation 4 games will run on PlayStation 5, right? Correct. Jack and Dexter are PlayStation 2 games on PlayStation 4. So how isn't PlayStation? Oh, no, that's fine. No, that's fine. I guess so. You're right. So the Spartan God is right. If Jack and Daxter came out on the PS2, then if Naughty Dog has found a way with Sony to get their PS2 games to work, maybe we'll see more PS2 games. So I think here's a better way to make your statement, though. Your better way to ask that question would have been, hey, Jack and Dexter is a PlayStation 2 game. Do you think we'll see Sony get more PS2 games on the PS5? That's a better way to frame your question. My answer to you would have been maybe. I understand now. Spartan God. So, but yeah, Chris B. I'm trying to get a 1440p monitor. So, I get you. Hey, I want a 1440p monitor with 1080p with HDR. That's what I want. With FreeSync or G-Sync. Also, does anybody know if the PS5 supports ultra wide screens? Because you got some good LG ultra wide screens that are going to be on sale in a couple of weeks. Just so you know. What's up, CB3? How are you doing? So, oh no, I got you, Spartan God. Yeah, he was talking about Jack and Dexter, and it is a PlayStation 2 game. So, he's right. He's right about that. So don't. Yeah, there you go. Banjo and Kazooie. There you go. All right, the buddy character games were a fad, like Banjo and Kazooie. All right, that's what it was. Because I remember there was like a run on those type of games. So I guess Ratchet and Clank survived it. Caponos, he was kind of disappointed about PS5 not having VRR. Did they? Has Sony actually confirmed that? I mean, I'm just asking. I'm not saying that it's not true. I'm saying, has that been confirmed that they don't support it? So, I mean, I would really wait for their tech breakdown to really look at confirming and not confirming. So there's no, there's no information on ultra wide yet. Okay, well, see, these are questions I would ask Sony. Okay, these are legit questions because again, if you go out and buy, I know guys with ultra wide monitors that do their flight sim games on. They love their ultra wide monitors, so they were asking me, and I'm like, I'm asking you, and I'm like, I don't have an answer. So, but and again, I don't know who to direct that question to. So, because the two people I have asked, they were like, they didn't know either. So, let's see here. Soul Provider Speaks says peace to the chat. What up? What up, Soul Provider Speaks? So, but yeah, I didn't know. All right, so VRR is variable refresh rate. So you're telling me if your TV has VRR, that Sony won't support that? I find that hard to believe. So, but I'm just saying. I mean, I'm not saying that you're wrong. I know Sony's new TVs have VRR. So. Sony will drip feed the info on the PS5 until launch. Yeah, I do too. I do think they're gonna. I think we're gonna see a state of play the week of the 26th, though. That's just what I think. Okay, I mean, there's just something they gotta do. All right, there's something that I think that they have to do. They have to show a PS4 game running on the PS5. Also, that's what I would like to see. I would like to see a game running with boost mode. I would like to see, that's what I want to see. I want to see somebody. VRR is supported in the PS5. It's a HDMI 2.1 requirement. Oh, okay. Well, there you go. There you go. There's your answer, guys, for VRR. See, I didn't know that. So another tech talk by Mark Cerny to go into greater detail would be great. Oh no, it wouldn't be. Not by Mark Cerny. I'd be asleep. As soon as he start talking, I'd be like, oh. I would be just like that. But yeah, I thought it supported VRR because I know Sony's new TVs are going to support it. So, but yeah, all right then. Well, there's your answer. So about VRR, woo. You're happy with your PS5 pre-order. You don't need Sony to show anything else. Oh no, that's fine. Yeah. No. I get it. Yeah. I mean, again, as far as what it will support, I mean, I'm sure they're looking at it like, look, we support 2.1. Of course, we support VRR, but look. There's a group of people that need their hands held. That's just all there is to it. So Sony needs to market all these features the PS5 has. Well, I think if they Chris B is correct, if they're supporting 2.1 HDMI and that's a requirement of VRR, or if that's a requirement to have VRR, then they are supporting it. Okay, it's just I don't know what else to say about that. So yeah, I agree, Chris B. It's just like if you go to a theater that has Dolby sound, that has Dolby Atmos sound, and then you're going to wonder if the movie you're watching is going to be in Dolby Atmos. Of course it will be. The theater wouldn't show it. You could be wrong, but Google says PS5 does not have VRR. Well, let's see. We can look it up. Look up HDMI 2.1 then. Just type that in. Does HDMI 2.1 support VRR? Let's see here. Well, this is from March. This is from March 2020, and this is from. It says HDMI 2.1 variable refresh rate versus 2.0. Why gamers should upgrade their TV. So, HDMI 2.1 is expected to see wider adoption in 2020, with more 4K TVs coming loaded with support, resulting in many device owners gaining access to new features. The HDMI upgrade comes with a number of improvements, and one that will specifically appeal to gamers is VRR. That's according. This article is from ScreenRant.com. It's from March 2020. So there's your answer. They can't support HDMI 2.1 and then not support VRR. Now you need to have a TV that supports it. So your TV, if it's got 2.1, it's an automatic feature. So, but again, I double check it. But if they support 2.1, they didn't have to support VRR. Okay, that's the reality of it. That's reality. That's not me calling you on the carpet, guys. You gotta be able to put 2 and 2 together. So, okay, so Google is wrong. It's not that Google's wrong. You need to Google's just giving you an overall search. You need to type in HDMI 2.1 features. Type that in to Google and then see what pops up. So, yeah, it's more or less your TV. Yeah, you need a TV. Like my TV right now has HDMI 2.0. It does not support HDMI 2.1. If I play on the PS5, my TV will not be VRR. But I can eventually get a monitor that supports VRR. Okay? So that's just the way I look at it. So, and I know a lot of people's TVs right now don't support it. Since it is what it is. So, but guys, I'm going to get on off here, man. I appreciate everybody being here. These games are about to start in like 20 minutes. 20 minutes. Okay. So, well, I want to say peace out to everybody. So peace out to Chris B. Shout out to Chris B for the super chat, and the Hatsuma for the super chat. And shout out to everybody here. Wolf Saints, the new mod. Yeah, it's a big sports day for me. Yeah, the Almighty Spartan God, thanks for coming by. CB3, shout out to you, brother. Ice Queen Gaming, shout out to you. Alright. Ember17, appreciate you, brother. Yeah, my day is going to be spent on the couch going back and forth to the kitchen. So, during the commercial breaks. Captain Thug Nasty. Man, I just see you sneak in here. I didn't see you here, brother. Let me make you a mod, too. Damn, I didn't know you were here, man. So shout out to Captain Thug Nasty. Also, a big, big shout out to you all. The PlayStation breakdown video that was done the other day, that hit over 1,200 views. And that is thanks to you guys. Thank you all so much. So, shout out to you. Frank B1, what's happening? What is happening? Whoopzilla! What's happening, Whoopzilla? Slick SC, what's happening? So, but yeah, True Virgil, appreciate you, brother. Thank you for your support, as always. Thank you to all the members for their support. Would not, still very humbled by it. PS5 does not have quick resume, so as far as I know. So, what's up, Gaminator? I didn't see these comments. I'm sorry. Raji said if it's not boosted, you won't bother replaying. I understand that. Shout out to you. So, I can't believe Jemiah Dixon does not want to play. Jemiah Dixon doesn't want to play Joe's Diner. Horrible. So, but guys, that is it. I'm going to get on off here. I appreciate it. Thank you all for coming by. Y'all have a good rest of the day. Enjoy your weekend. I'm going to do a little bit of football watching. And I'm going to also do some gaming. So shout out to everybody. Also shout out to Jaydub City. And thank you for the promotion, Jaydub. I appreciate it.